So, we're coming up to the end of the year, because obviously next week's video, if it heralds its way to you, will be the first of 2017 from me on this channel. So, I don't know, in terms of gaming, and I've been having a look through the list, it's been overall pretty solid in terms of, you know, releases. And we've had, just looking through the multi-platform stuff, Far Cry Primal was okay. It was nice, but you could sort of tell it was just a Far Cry 4 game in a different engine. That was I guess that's one of the thing. Quite a lot of the games that looked interesting and turned out to be disappointments was the other thing. That's why I say it was an okay year. You know, it's been pretty solid. Now, there's been a lot of good, which is the thing that most people want to focus on, but there's been a lot of rubbish. As I learned off Jim Sterling's latest video reviewing the worst stuff of the year, 40% of Steam's library has only come out in the past 12 months, which is pretty ridiculous. That means 40% of all the games on Steam came out in 2016. The other ones, the other 60%, has been ever since it launched, which would have been, what, over 10 years ago with Half-Life 2? And nearly half of it has just come out in the last 12 months. Ridiculous. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 was actually pretty fun. Tom Clancy's The Division was disappointing, and then the update that came out basically last month has made it much more interesting. Hitman, now that that's out, a lot more people are taking an interest in it, now that the entire selection of the missions is out. But it does leave it on a bit of a sort of, why did they end it here ending, shall I say. They're obviously teasing towards the second season. We had the launch of VR. The Oculus Rift came out, which, now that the Oculus Touch controls have come out, seems to be a pretty interesting investment if you've got enough money. The HTC Vive also made its appearance. And, of course, PlayStation VR, which, if you've got the right experiences, can be pretty solid. Although I would question why the VR Worlds, which is clearly a sort of demo thing, people are having to pay for. I would question that. Tales from the Borderlands, I think, finished coming out this year. If not, it actually had a retail release. Really good stuff. You know, Telltale also brought us Batman this year, and the pretty impressive first episode alone of Season 3 of Walking Dead. Battleborn came out, amazingly, which got overshadowed completely by Overwatch, even though they're nothing really like each other. I did buy Battleborn for cheap last week, so I might try that out on the PS4 if I ever get it hooked up, because yeah, it's just gone Christmas Day and it's still not here. Doom, I've bought that. I want to play that desperately. You know, really, you know, that looks good and everything. Mirror's Edge Catalyst was alright. Homefront The Revolution was as bad as people thought it was going to be because of the development hell that it's been through. Then again, talking of development hell, sort of tying into it so I don't have to mention it later on, Final Fantasy 15 actually turned out to be, apart from a few spots here and there and the ending, which seems to be very Metal Gear Solid sort of rushed, overall it actually isn't too bad an experience. Mighty Number 9, which is why I'm worried for every single Kickstarter that I've contributed to in terms of games. Yooka-Laylee, please don't screw it up. Please don't screw it up. We had the final Witcher 3 DLC, which for some people was apparently better than most games, like, you know, Dark Souls, um, which itself was pretty damn impressive. Prison Architect got a console release as well as finally going, fully available on PC properly. Although that did have an update as well, I think the last couple of weeks. Lego Star Wars Episode 7 came out, along with, I think, right at the start of the year, even though it isn't listed. Oh yeah, it is listed. Lego Marvel Avengers. And I think early next year, we're getting Lego Worlds, I think it is, which I guess is possibly like Lego Minecraft. We'll see. I don't know what game they're going to be coming out with it, though, for 2017. They haven't really I mean, obviously you got Lego Dimensions, but in terms of an actual sort of family sort of pick up and play thing, it's unclear yet as to what's coming. I mean, we'll have to see. The usual stuff. The Ghostbusters 2016 game, which is, I mean, it probably isn't as bad as Sanctum of Slime, but it sort of isn't good. No Man's Sky. That thing. Grow Up. Very little played. Unravel as well. That was a really good sort of digital-only game, like Grow Up is. Very interesting direction the story goes. I now know why the guy was on the stage at E3 was so nervous, because it's that sort of feels game, shall we say. Deus Ex Mankind Divided was pretty good, but had a very sudden ending. It felt a little, I don't know, not disappointing, but not good. Then in terms of the big stuff, Watch Dogs 2 actually was good, but nobody bought it because of Watch Dogs 1. Titanfall 2 was good, but nobody bought it because of Titanfall 1. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, single player was good. Rest of it, meh. So overall, and people didn't buy it, one, because they're sick of Call of Duty, and two, the fact that they still, we're past Christmas, and the only way that you can buy the Modern Warfare Remastered thing, which apparently even has microtransactions now, albeit for cosmetic stuff, is still rip-off priced. I'm looking at sites and you're still having to pay twice the money, if more actually, because a few places have got Call of Duty for about £20 over here in the UK. But I think the cheapest I found the price for the Legacy Edition is I think about 45 or 50. So you're paying more money for the old revamped Modern Warfare 1 than you are for the new, came out last month, Infinite Warfare. Yeah, that makes sense. By the way, I'm lying. Steep wasn't too bad, but decided to go a bit too simulation, more of an arcade, to be really sort of a game that I am really going to be into. Battlefield 1 wasn't too bad. Story took a bit of an interesting turn. Multiplayer was also interesting as well, but it's weird how it was different to the previous Battlefield multiplayers, but also similar. No, it's sort of hard to convey that, but it did sort of feel that way. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any other multi-platform stuff. There probably is, but I'm trying to sort through on my list because I'm trying to sort my Amazon's what's coming out in 2017 list, which I might cover next week, because the first big sort of releases, from what I can tell, aren't till sort of mid-January for stuff. So, but there was plenty. Well, I say there's plenty of games that came out on the other consoles as exclusives. I'm looking at Xbox, and if you don't count the PC ports, The only ones that I really see are Quantum Break and Dead Rising 4. That's it. Because I can't... Well, I guess Recall as well. Because I haven't got it. Again, I haven't got the list finished. But, yeah. That's the sort of exclusives that they offered us. Yeah, my eye's twitching. Because, yeah, no. I guess sort of if you've pre-ordered Halo Wars 2, and I don't know if this is console or just PC, but the Halo Wars 1 Remastered Edition is available now for people to play, which I've heard pretty good things about. Sony stuff, we had a re-release together of Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, the David Cage collection, I think along with Fahrenheit/Indigo Prophecy, that came out this year as well. Republic, which is, I've heard okay things about. The Revival Edition of Witcher 100 Night, good RPG. MLB. The Ratchet & Clank game. That was surprisingly... I know I've bought it and I'm probably going to be playing it soon, and I've seen other streamers complete it. It's something that I definitely am going to play. Obviously, I've still got... I think I probably talked about this already in one of the other videos, you know. I've still got a connection to the original one that I'm probably, you know... It doesn't feel as good as the original, but it's... For some movie games, it actually... For a movie game, which it sort of is, because of the movie coming out at the same time, it actually isn't too bad. Super Meat Boy finally came to the PS4, which of course is beautiful. Uncharted 4, the end of the epic saga. Very well done and put together. Credits to Druckmann and Hennig and all the other people involved. Ollie Ollie 2. So I think, yeah, that did come out this year, I think, along with a special edition of the first one. And of course, Last Guardian. I managed to buy it in the sale. After only a couple of weeks of coming out, it's already half price in the sale, so I was like, I should get it cheaper, but I can't resist. So, yeah. On the Wii U front, not a huge amount. Pokken Tournament really hasn't done brilliantly. Twilight Princess HD was pretty impressive. Terraria and Minecraft finally came to the Wii U, just as it's, you know, getting shut off. Star Fox Zero, the one that split a lot of people. Some people were saying it was great, other people were saying it was absolutely horrible. Of course, the Mario and Sonic at the Olympics game came out. I'm guessing that isn't the last one. I'm guessing the 2018 Winter Olympics will be on the Switch. Of course, we had that announcement as well. Yoshi's Woolly World, Mario Party 10, Super Mario Maker 3DS. I guess that goes into the handheld stuff. So yeah, that showed up. In terms of other stuff, Pokemon Sun and Moon was pretty good. Wow, there really wasn't that much on console. There was a new Kirby game, Planet Robobot. I guess you had Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which is the Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem crossover. That was on Wii U, but not a huge amount of Vita in terms of retail, but there's a lot of digital games that I probably can't too many to mention here, because I can't bring up a list of that here, because I only go for the retail stuff, because that's what I normally go for. And in terms of PC, XCOM 2, which I guess eventually did get a console release later on in the year, that was pretty solid. Total War Warhammer actually was pretty good game. You know, no real substantial bugs in it compared to Rome or Attila have had over the last few releases. Good games like Stellaris. Shopkeep, Shadow Warrior 2, Killing Floor 2, Stardew Valley. Can't forget that one because I need to get that from a PS4. But I'm waiting because I'm pretty sure it could be free as part of the... well, I don't think it will be free as part of the January releases for PS Plus, but it could easily be. Trying to think of all the other stuff. RimWorld came out to a lot of fanfare. Civilization 6, really good. Now, it says a lot that the ones that have actually been focused to their consoles have, on the whole, been pretty much impressive pieces of work. It's the things that go multi-platform, or the Steam crap, that really is the stuff that doesn't deliver. In terms of 2017, which I'll probably, look at in more detail. I mean, Amazon in the UK has got not a full list of releases, but pretty much lists games of interest to me. Pretty much solidly, probably right through to June. We've got some Danganronpa stuff. We've got some remastered games. We've got games that got delayed from late 2016. And a whole bunch more. I'm going vague because obviously I'll be going into more detail on next week as somewhat of a preview because it'll be like 1st or 2nd of January. There won't be that much news. Hopefully. Then again, probably not many people are going to be there unless some like major studio just shuts down, like Konami says, yeah, we're dead. Which for some people will be like, thank God. Yeah. Let's hope 2017 is a good year as well. Mainly because too many famous people have been dying that are really connected to everybody. Yeah. Started off the year with Bowie and Rickman and all that. And ending with, as of this time, ending with, like, George Michael. Okay, she hasn't died, but we had the big scare for Carrie Fisher. A whole bunch of other people in between. I can't think of off the top of my head. Ali. Probably one of the big ones. In wrestling terms, and because I'm British, I have to say Chris Travis. Gone before his time. Yeah. In terms of famous people dying, it's been a shit year. Can less people die, please? Please. No, actually, please.